So for real, come in from Clyde Davis party, got on his tux. You know what I'm saying? We in there on that Marley campaign. You know how we is, you know what I'm saying? You can't even see in the studio. I got the deal in 2012. I put out 2 albums. This one here sounds like an album, and I'm ready to drop another one this year. I think New York want to hear that song, you know what I'm saying? Me, Ross, and ASAP. Let's go to Miami, going to a zone. I got a check, let me go fuck up some money and fuck some bitches.
When did it really click that you was gonna start the campaign and that was gonna be the reality?
When I realized nobody else is gonna do it, you know what I'm saying? Because what happens is essentially once you get a deal, you expect yourself, you're supposed to use the money from the deal to get, you know, and it just doesn't work out like that. Like through experience, I found out that if you take chances, doing something using your resources, your personal resources and your passion, it seems to work. Like I learned so much through Luda, Shock, and them. Like they are very intelligent brothers. They have very close-knit relationships with people. I'm very observant. I like learning.
Lil Wayne, you have a great relationship
Man,
with
I learned, you know, I learned tons from Cash Money, baby, period, man. You won't believe the type of stuff, especially like Lil Wayne would be a priority person that I learned a lot of my habitual stuff that I do, because he's a kind of a creature of habit, and I kind of like, you know, took that whole formula for some of the things and just applied it to me, and it works, you know what I'm saying? And it's just all about work ethic. At the end of the day, anything you do, and you know it from what you do, when you work hard at this shit, it's just steps that you go and respect that you go. Like you saw me growing, and I've watched you grow as well.
Of course,
like
of course.
The last couple of years, like I've watched you grow since this same basement.
Of course, brother, of course. But you know, when you did Spend It, that was like your first like official hit, and then like all around your first album, like Birthday Song, so many different records. Like, did you feel like you was just like in this creative zone where you were just making hits, like to go from being in the scene for so long and not being recognized or being recognized locally to being this national artist and just in this zone of just churning out the hits? What was that feeling like?
I guess just being like that new kid at school, that's what it felt like. You know, the new kid at school, he get all the attention. You know what I'm saying? He know how to dress.
We gonna get to the fashion change.
Nah, I'm just saying that's how I felt. That's how I felt with churning out all the hits. It's like I just felt like the new guy, and everybody was just interested in what I did. You know, I remember Ye saying like, basically whatever you in a place now, whatever you do, they going, you know, that,
cool.
like, yeah, because it was records that was supposed to be on that I thought was his that I even played for. Like the records that I want like Ye on, they wasn't Birthday Song. When he heard that, it fucked me up. That's when I started realizing that people like that little shit I be doing, like that trap. You know what I mean? It's just like
your vision.
Yeah, because
Ye on
like,
Birthday Song.
I'm only going from my mixtapes. That's how I'm really, you know, finding out what people like from me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what mixtapes kind of should be used for. You know what I mean? You
It's
put
a gauge. It's a good gauge.
Gauge is definitely like, they'll let you know. You know what I'm saying? And so at this particular time when I'm in a zone of making an album and having my people's attention and people just curious about what I'm doing. First of all, I'm doing the same thing I was doing to get to that point, which was working every night. Just creative juices every night. I didn't do nothing different. I didn't want to, let's go to Miami, going to a zone. I got a check, let me go fuck up some money and fuck some bitches and come up with 3 records. That wasn't it. I did the same thing I was normally. It was the same routine to the point where it was like, it was kind of hard to choose something. You know, the label didn't think Different was a single. Different was, that was my money. I was on tour 08 with Wayne, I Am Music tour. That's when I like just kind of got how things was supposed to flow, you know what I mean? How to be a boss, how to take care of, you know, 2 or 3 buses and people and production and dancers and whatever, you know what I'm saying? And just, you know, Nicki was on that tour, Drake was on that tour. This is when Duffel Bag is the biggest between all of us. So it's a different situation in 08, because it's like Nicki got I think a freestyle called Miss Piggy or something kind of like that. I can't remember like that, some Piggy. And then Drake don't got a song, he got a freestyle on Gangsta Grills. Like Wayne put out a Gangsta Grills before the tour to give everybody Young Money a chance to have a set. They would all go out and do a freestyle off the mixtape, which I thought was dope anyway. He just
giving them
exposure.
exposure.
Yeah, exactly. I just, you know what I'm saying?
Building his boys up.
And he telling me like the first show was in like Miami, so he called me. I'm in line. He said, "Boy, you better come out here and do this Duffel Bag, boy, before I do your whole verse, because I can't stop on the hook." So I'm saying.
You gotta tell me twice.
Because my verse was slick hard as fuck to where people thought Wayne wrote the verse anyway, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't need you saying it, you know what I'm saying? Even though I don't mind you saying, but I need it. Let me get out here and let them know that's me, you know what I'm saying?
Now, when you did the first album, there's a lot of big hits off that. You came out the second album close to a year later. It seemed like it didn't do as well as the debut. Like, why do you think Me Time didn't connect the same way?
Okay, basically the first album surprised, not only me, it surprised, you know.
Def Jam,
everything.
Powers That Be.
So the second time it's more like, we're just gonna let you do your thing and we gonna just kind of capitalize off us not having to do as much work. At the same time, we know dealing with first week and everything, when I had like Weekend, came out with $9.99, I came out with $16.99. I didn't really understand that because I was learning that I can only use this many songs, and so I made a song on my album called 36. I made it a skit because I couldn't have like 15 or 14 songs, dealing with price plans or something like that.
Different level of concerns.
So for me to hear that and then to still be pricey was kind of confusing, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, for me, I was still able to do one of the most important things that I like doing, which is tour.
You become a really strong touring act.
Yeah, so and it's about me having records that I can perform. My Feds Watching, my Used To, my Fork, my I Do It. These are all records that's on the album, you know what I'm saying? So not only will I still get a constant crawl as far as album sales, there's something that I can do to make my show an hour and a half, 2 hours long, to where this is how I eat and feed my family at the end of the day, essentially anyway. So at the end of the
you see fans connecting to him also.
Yeah. It's like, I think I was mad for maybe 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe really 2 hours. And I don't think I was mad. I think I was embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I was really mad. I'm like, I can't believe that these, you know what I'm saying? It was just things in a way like, you know, me having a so-called police standoff, missing huge events over here as far as my listening party. I had to have somebody else do because I was fucking in jail. And just a lot of that negative and just, you know, the devil was just trying to be, you know, busy, but knowing me and my mentality is just like you just gotta keep working. I got the deal in 2012. I put out 2 albums. This one here sounds like an album, and I'm ready to drop another one this year. And 6 tours, not 6 shows, but 6 tours with live nation tickets, you know, and that whole thing like this. I'm very confident and comfortable with the last project. Like I don't have any, I listen to it all the time. And sometimes I think people ain't caught on to it yet.
You were so successful with that first album, and those records still was impacting that it may have been too soon to follow it back up?
It's kind of, but see for me, you know, for a lot of artists, we record these songs that we can't wait to let y'all hear.
Exactly, sitting on heat, right?
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck we supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm dropping.
I got Pharrell and like, I got Feds
yeah,
watching.
Man, I did that shit. Not this Grammys. I did it last Grammys. I went to the, you know, first of all, my first album got nominated for the Grammys. Yeah. So I go to the Grammys, and I'm gonna be real like a motherfucker. I didn't think I was gonna win the Grammys, but it's just the point that I'm in this motherfucker.
It's an achievement to be.
Yeah, so I go right, and guess what? Get mad because I don't win. It's some bullshit. I ain't going no fucking party. I ain't going no party, I'm going to studio. So everybody go to the party, I'm going to studio, but I'm just really geeking myself. I go to studio. So for real, come in from Clyde Davis party, got on his tux. You know what I'm saying? We in there on that Marley campaign. You know how we is, you know what I'm saying? You can't even see in the studio, you know what I'm saying? You know, he fresh or whatever, you know, so he come in and
Pharrell got like the tux.
He got his tux, right? You know what I'm saying? We in there cooling, you know what I'm saying? One of Marley, so I never forget, he was like, let me hear some songs. So, you know what I mean? At this particular time, I'm so geeked about both too. I got Fork, You the Realest, Used To. I got these kind of songs at this time. So I'm like, you sure you want to hear these? Like, let me hear it, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm playing these shits. He making them faces like, boy, you know what I'm saying? And he from them 2 up, 2 down. He from that VA, he know about that D-boy language. Like, don't let that boy fool you with that happy. You know what I mean? He know about that kitchen, you know what I'm saying? So he was respecting that baking soda marketing, you know what I'm saying?
The right talk.
Man, so, you know.
He knew it was authentic.
So, the beat he brought, he's like, fuck it, bring me a tray, and you know what I mean? It scratched everything, so I was crunk. I mean, I'm telling my niggas, made that nigga go, yeah, he gotta make a beat. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Niggas think this shit's something to play with. You know what I'm saying? Niggas think, you know what I'm saying? Boom, so he coming that mother, boom. You know, boom, vibing. So we still in the campaign, and the shit come on. You know, for people that's been around me, I don't use pen or paper. No matter if motherfuckers think I can freestyle or not. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in this motherfucker just vibing. And so when people make beats in front of me, it kind of make me anxious because when I'm ready to rap, they ain't through transferring the beat up. All this old mechanical shit, I don't give a fuck I have time for because I want to get these gigabytes out, you know what I'm saying? And so Pharrell was really trying to like kind of sing a hook. which probably would have worked too, because that's what he do. But my whole thing was trying to put that trap on that for real shit, you know what I'm saying? Like how the Clips and shit used to do, you know what I'm saying? But then
Balance of both.
Balance of both, you know what I'm saying?
But besides the music, like you said, around that time, you also dealt with personal adversity, right? Like something like everything was going smooth. You had the San Francisco, the robbery attempt, you had all these different incidents. How much of that do you think affected thing and maybe overshadowed like the music at that time?
I told you that I felt the devil was busy around this time, what I was doing or whatever, it was just about life. But me coming from the streets and me understanding that it's not supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to have adversity. And you gotta understand, for about 2 years, 3 years straight, ain't nothing happened to me. I couldn't miss a flight if they'll stop the bitch and back it up. I couldn't do nothing wrong, man. I like something got to happen, you know what I mean? Because it's just like, this is life.
You was on such a high street, perfect high street.
I got a song called, If You Live Long Enough, It'll Happen to You. That means anything. They go robbery, kill. You live long enough, you're gonna die. You live long enough, you're gonna get you some money. Live long enough, long enough, a lot of shit gonna happen to you. So for me, you know what I'm saying, the whole concept behind that was that niggas shot at me. The whole thing that was so crazy, when I got up, the police telling me I need to go in the ambulance because I got bullet fragments in my head. That's how close it was. You know what I'm saying? Niggas approaching me with guns and all that just kind of let me know why I stood out here. It's like niggas be talking, Twitter be talking, a lot of social media be talking, but at the same time, I'm a man, I just want respect like you want respect, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's about me getting back home to them little girls of mine. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, with all this shit, it's just about me getting home. So if I live to see another day, I'm slick, cool.
Why is Freebase the more important project to put out right now?
With Boats 2, the tour was supposed to connect with Boats 2, the visual. I think you came out and saw one of them and everything like that. It was supposed to be a story. And the story was kind of in a play position to where it showed the before, the during, the rise of 2 Chainz, and then the celebration part, which of course the ending was the No Lie songs and the different songs and all that. But just original starts off with the trap songs and me being a rapper that talks about crack and everything, which was primarily what the first album was about. Me talking about strippers and crack, you know what I'm saying, that people took to. Now, I'm rapping off experience. I'm talking about crack and strippers, the first album, because that's what I was doing before the first album. Then y'all send me to Germany and fucking Norway and oh, you know what I'm saying? They told me I need new pages in my passport. So now you still want me to rap about crack and strippers, and it's like when I go see these strippers, it's like, okay, crack is Molly now, and I don't really want to talk about Molly like that, you know what I'm saying? And then strippers, they ain't really stripping like they doing in Atlanta, because it's like you go and it's like, what do you mean you have on a bathing suit? I have to hold you how much? It's like this is cheap, this is cheating, this is cheating, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still rapping off.
Egregious.
I'm still just exactly. And then another thing I did that I don't think was I took all like, because I wanted the flow, I didn't want my album to have all these producer tags. And I realized you have to, and this ain't got nothing to do with the album, but I realized this society and this culture that these producers, they got fans too. You know what I'm saying? Like, like my little brother, they got their own. So you got some people, which is crazy, that like certain tags. Yeah. You feel me? Yeah, that motherfucker hard right there. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Yeah, like, it's crazy, fam, that, you know, I be thinking too damn much, but really, tags is a part of the culture.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You hear that eardrum, you know.
Yeah, eardrum.
You just, hands up. That's this Versace watch.
Is it the Versace joint?
It's cocaine Versace watch. Let me see. Could you come? I can't see. I'm trying to stop this thing from beeping. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
we need to talk about the chain.
Yeah.
Back to the adversity part, do you think that being you developed into this very strong touring act, do you think that helped keep the momentum going where it needed to be, and that even though Me Time didn't connect the way you wanted, it didn't affect you and hurt your career?
Well, no, because I was able to get my residuals off the touring. Yeah. It would hurt me if I couldn't find a song that couldn't nobody connect to. Yeah. Like, for me, I don't go back and look at how much people selling the numbers. I can't get caught up in the numbers. I know when I go out and do these shows, and I do used to, that I don't have to say the hook at all. Yeah. So they heard it somewhere. I know when I go out and do, I've been getting money, where the fuck you been? Yeah. They heard that somewhere, that's 2 songs. I know when I get out there and they say, head bop, fed, that's 3 songs. I know when I got in there and say, skirt, 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 hit it with the 4. I know that's 4 songs. You feel me? Yeah, yeah. That's 4 songs off my album that people don't think did good, that I'm able to add to.
The rotation.
And it's more than 4 songs. I'm just using it. I do it. You know what I mean? Then I'm able to. That I do every night on stage that people relate to. If they didn't relate to it, I wouldn't do it. If people didn't say, "Skirt, skirt," I'm like, that's
You'll cut it from the list.
I will cut it. Yeah. You know, they all been tested, feds, research come back well. Used to research come back. These songs, if I forget the lyrics, they know them. Where you been? Come back. They know Cap first, he third. They know the whole song. I know this. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's now if I can't, cause I'm so. The stage is that's my thing. It ain't everybody, but the stage is my thing. That's why I'm comfortable. That's why I get my money. Now, if I put out a project. Like if I can't get no songs off to perform off this Freebase, that's when I think I'm gonna fail. And I ain't even selling it. Yeah. I'm putting out Freebase for free. If I can't find 2 songs out of 6 or 3 to perform to give me some money, then I fucked up.
That's how you gauge it.
I fucked up.
That's how you gauge it.
All these songs, okay, cool. You selling albums and ain't doing shows. Now you know music. You get more money doing shows or selling albums. You tell them.
Of course.
How you get more? How you get your money?
Shows.
Okay.
Next song's called Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda. There's always a lot of people that talk about what they're gonna do, what they could do, and it's always these excuses. Like, what I've always said about you is that I met you here and you had this certain drive and you haven't really stopped. Like, you have this level of determination and you just stay on the grind. Like, is that why you decided to make a record like Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda, to kind of talk about the opposite of that, people that like aren't getting it together?
Well, you know, everybody knows a woulda, coulda, shoulda ass nigga. Everybody knows somebody that. Where y'all was at? You know, where you was at last night, Elliott? We was at, you know, SOB. Why you didn't tell me? I would have came up there. It's like you saw my pictures online, nigga. You know I was at. It's like, why? Man, like, you know, shit. We going down there to fuck with Chainz, man. I should have came with y'all. That's my Chainz. That's my nigga. I should have came. It's that nigga. Everybody know him and don't even know you know him. Yeah. It's the nigga that ain't gonna do shit ever. He ain't gonna do nothing, and you know it, and he know it. It's just like boom.
Crib for a Closet. Got Rose, Rick Ross in there, ASAP Rocky. Talk about that joint.
Crib for a Closet. It's just one of those high energy records produced by 808 Mafia and Metro Boomin, which a lot of Atlanta producers are doing, collaborating, which I like, you know, combining their sound. And so put ASAP Rocky on there because I respect his campaign and his confidence in the fashion, as well as Rick Ross. I think New York want to hear that song, you know what I'm saying? Me, Ross, and ASAP with the energy.
So it's about the fashion. You guys are very stylish brothers, I know. Why is fashion so important to you? You've always, since you come out of the game, you've influenced a lot. You have great relationships with high-end designers and balancing that but still being authentic. Like, why is fashion so important, and has it always been important in your life?
Yeah, I was best dressed in high school. I just feel like first impressions mean a lot. I always cared about what I wore when I walked out. I never cared about what people thought. I just felt like me being a tall, dark, you know, confident man, it was just about me, you know, displaying that confidence by, you know, putting on different, you know, fabrics. And you know, like, man, I've been wearing Versace since, like, you know, the 90s. Like, when Pac wore Versace, and them bitches was $400-500, I went to the trap, got me, and bought me one. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I've always really just followed, you know, certain trends and things, and then I became one to create my own trend, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or try to be the one to be ahead of the trend, to try to depict which direction people should go. When I did the photo shoot for Boats, the first album, I posted the leather pants that I was gonna wear for the photo shoot. They called me so many faggots, it was fucking ridiculous, bro. Oh, man. And really, I was posting the cost, because this time, these pants were like $3,500, $4,000. I'm like, leather pants. Really, I'm like, pants for $4,000. They like, you stupid. You know, you stupid. And then, you know, everybody bought all the cows and started making all this leather shit. Once again, me putting myself in a fan's shoe is like, if I come to a show, I want the person that I'm looking at, I don't want to be able to have on the same outfit as this person, unless it's just one of those type of events.
Yeah, so to wrap up Freebase, the goals is like, you'll know it's successful if you have songs that really connect to your audience and they can be added to your set list, right?
That's the way definitely, that's how I judge my little judgment, yeah.
And how do you think Freebase is gonna set up your next project?
The type of music, the next 2 projects I'm doing is gonna veer away from Boats. It has 2 more concepts that I'm doing. And Freebase, my first album should first of all, Freebase was supposed to have 3 installations. It was supposed to be Freebase 1, Freebase 2, and Freebase 3.
Right, I'm there.
Right, and it was supposed to be like not a mixtape. It was supposed to be like 4 to 6 songs To where at the end, of course, if somebody wanted to put a mixtape together, they could. Cause I was
kind of fit
yeah,
together, yeah.
and I was gonna drop them 3 weeks apart until I put this first one together. And I said, boy, this shit hard as fuck. I don't think I'm gonna have to drop another one that soon.
It's gonna carry you forward.
Yeah. And so that was my plan at first. What happens is you put out these combination of songs and the people choose songs. That's how my campaign has always been.
Yeah.
I've never been the one to be like, this is the one we're going with, you know what I'm saying? Most of the time, I have to put out a project, except for the second album, most of the time I have to put out a project to really get a feel for the climate of what people expect from Titty Boy or 2 Chainz. And so for this right here, you know what I mean? Like I said, it sounds like that old national music that, you know, it sounds like my old studio. It's very just cut and dry. Kitchen talk, you know, the whole world and what I'm into, but at the same time, it's just my album is supposed to piggyback off this vibe, you know what I'm saying? So people want to be like, you know, they want this kind. It's supposed to like lead up.
Is it boats free or is it a whole other?
No, it's
concept?
a whole nother concept. Yeah, then I'm, you know me, I gotta have an announcement or platform.
Of course,
you know, it's
of
like I
course.
gotta let you know what school I'm gonna go to, like. Going to, you know, so I have to use.
And should we expect more features? I know that, what was it, Jason Derulo? That's a lot of sales in that one, man.
What ain't keep, come on, man, tell them. I don't think that.
Why is that record so big, man?
Because I'm
done, man. Why that record so big?
Because I'm on it. No, I'm just playing.
That's
that
a huge
motherfucker
joint,
is them horns, man. It's them horns, man. I don't think people know, man.
That's like 3 million or something, right?
6 million over here.
Oh, worldwide?
Yeah, it started overseas first. We did 3-4 million overseas before the United States knew what was popping. And it's still doing 700. What it's doing a week? Like, it ain't
Monster.
It's a monster, bro. Just when you talk about me and my thinking pub and business and all of that type of shit, that's one of them ones that it's just a blessing that, because there's a few songs that's out right now that I didn't do, just because I felt
you got real selective, right? You wasn't doing as many features,
just going through whatever I was going, you know what I mean, whatever. Like, that's on the radio right now.
Yep.
Like right now, that's right now that I hear every day. Tech try to make me doing all this that I hear right now. And I be like, maybe I know I should have did it, but I didn't. But it's just at the point where you're doing so many songs. You know,
you got to feel it.
It's no, I don't mind feeling. I can do whatever I want to do. It's just I once again try to put on the feet of a fan, and I just try to be like, man, I love 2 Chainz. I love 2 Chainz. All right, now 2 Chainz needs to slow his ass down. You know, I just want to like, you know, because you got artists that you said that about, like. As a fan, you know, when was the cutoff point that you stop being like, this is enough features for whoever, or this is, you know what I mean? And so for me, it's like, I don't want B to be like, oh, you know, like, not, you know, like, just create some kind of gap without being absent.
We're out of here, man. That's all you get for free. What did you think of my conversation with 2 Chainz? Are you fiending for free bass? What do you think of his new music? Subscribe to youtube.com, Jay-Z's Life and Times. Hit us up on Twitter @Life and Times. Hit me up @Elliott Wilson and leave your comments. It's Elliott Wilson from Rap Radar, and that's the truth.
Learned so much through Luda, shocking them. Like, they are very intelligent brothers. They have very close-knit relationships with people. I'm very observant. I like learning.
Lil Wayne, you have a great relationship
Man,
with him.
I learned tons from Cash Money, Baby, period, man. You won't believe the type of stuff, especially like Lil Wayne would be a priority person that I learned a lot of my habitual stuff that I do, because he's a kind of a creature of habit, and I kind of like, you know, took that whole formula for some of the things and just apply it to me, and it works, you know what I'm saying? And it's just all about work ethic. At the end of the day, anything you do, and you know it from what you do, when you work hard at this shit, it's just steps that you go and respect that you go. Like, you saw me growing, and I've watched you grow as well.
Of course,
like
of course.
The last couple of years, like, I've watched you grow since this same basement.
Of course, brother, of course. But you know, when you did Spend It, that was like your first like official hit, and then like all around your first album, like Birthday Song, so many different records, like, did you feel like you was just like in this creative zone where you were just making hits, like to go from being in the scene for so long and not being recognized or being recognized locally to being this national artist and just in this zone of just churning out the hits? What was that feeling like?
I guess just being like that new kid at school, that's what it felt like. You know, the new kid at school, he get all the attention. You know what I'm saying? He know how to dress.
We gonna get to the fashion change.
Nah, I'm just saying that's how I felt. That's how I felt with churning out all the hits. It's like I just felt like the new guy, and everybody was just interested in what I did. You know, I remember Ye saying like, basically whatever you in a place now, or whatever you do, they going, you know,
it's
that,
cool.
like, yeah, because it was records that was supposed to be on it that I thought was his that I even played for, like the records that I want, like.
When did it really click that you was gonna start the campaign and that was gonna be the reality?
When I realized nobody else is gonna do it, you know what I'm saying? Because what happens is essentially once you get a deal, you expect yourself, you were supposed to use the money from the deal to get, you know, and it just doesn't work out like that. Like through experience, I found out that if you take chances, doing something using your resources, your personal resources and your passion, it seems to work. So for real, come in from Clyde Davis party on his tux, you know what I'm saying? We in there on that Marley campaign, you know how we is, you know what I'm saying? You can't even see in the studio. I got the deal in 2012, I put out 2 albums. This one here sounds like an album, and I'm ready to drop another one this year. I think New York wanna hear that song, you know what I'm saying? Me, Ross, and ASAP. Let's go to Miami, going to a zone. I got a check, let me go fuck up some money and fuck some bitches.